Well, have you tried this and this?
Maybe
you should put lemons.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Two Cold Brews.
I'm your co-host, Allison.
And I'm Coleen.
And welcome to Season 2, Episode 10 of Two Cold Brews. What are we calling this episode?
10 to 5.
10 to 5? Okay.
Not our work schedules, everyone.
Not our work schedule, okay? So
I wish my day started
right?
at 10.
Well, you know, working from home, your day kind of starts at 10.
For my boss listening, I start at 9.
I start at 8:30. 8:30 on the dot. I am up and ready.
That's what she says. I see her crossing her fingers.
Listen, 8:30 I'm there. 7 o'clock even.
Wow. You know when you can see someone lie so bad?
Listen.
In your dreams, Allison.
I'm a lawyer.
You're there. In your dreams, you wake up. It's like Inception. You're like awake.
Yo, oh my gosh, no. I was online like at 8:15. Like one of the this week I was online, and then I forgot that my status said online, and one of my other bosses called me.
Oh, that's
on
what you
camera.
Said. That's what the text was.
On camera. I was like, no, I'm not on camera. You should see my hair right now.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not happening. All right, so we hope you enjoyed our girls trip episodes. It was a 2-part series,
yes.
You know, Vancouver and Banff. Which do you prefer? If you had to redo the trip.
Oh, if I had to redo the trip, I would do Banff, but bring E.
Yeah, in the wintertime.
In the wintertime. We talked about this literally last night together. We're like, what if we...
It's like, oh my God.
Yeah. Vancouver was a great girls trip, even though I don't remember one day. And I promoted it in my cross-functional leadership meeting because Jordan was in there. And I'm like, if anyone would like to know what happened the one night Jordan and I met up downtown... because we don't, but my friends do, tune in on Thanksgiving. They're like, what's the at?
I'm freaking dead. No, like, yeah, I went to like a little Friendsgiving birthday party yesterday, and everyone's just asking like, how's your vacation? I'm like, beautiful. That's all I could say.
Yeah.
It was honestly just beautiful.
I hate being the cliche person, but pictures don't do it justice.
It doesn't.
It is so beautiful. I still have memories like looking up while we were canoeing on Lake Louise and just feeling so calm until you started
after the canoe crash.
Yeah, until we started drifting to that side.
All right, so again, hope you guys enjoyed that episode. If you haven't listened to it yet and you're just picking random episodes, and this happens to be the first one you're listening to, go back, take a listen.
Yeah, if you're considering going to the Banff or Canmore area or Vancouver, listen to our story times because we also give like tips and like learnings that we learned of what you should do when you're in those places.
Yes. All right. So with that being said, it's Thanksgiving weekend. We have no clue what to talk about. Okay, I came to Cole's house because.
Oh my God! Let me just
go back a bit.
Yeah. How far the like when you came into my room, or like before? What are you
gonna start off with?
The green tea.
Okay, fine.
Oh my God! She comes in my room. So I started watching Squid Games. I just started watching. No spoilers, but she comes in my room. She brings me a green tea latte. And, like, she puts it down and was like, oh, it's so green. And I'm surprised it didn't spill because Allison spills everything. So she puts it down, takes off her bag, and literally one side of her nude tan sweater has a huge green streak. And I could not speak. I was like, oh my God. And she's like, what? I couldn't speak.
The whole time. Because I'm carrying, like, my bag. I'm carrying 2 drinks, a sandwich, and my headsets. And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't spill anything.
You know why? Because the spout was against her sweater, so it was spilling against her sweater. And so she borrowed a shirt, and we're washing her sweater. But as I'm going down to bring the laundry, all I see are like, you know when you're like watching a movie and you see like little droplets of blood? It's like you see droplets of a green tea latte. And my mom on the other side is cleaning it, and we're like, Allison!
I didn't even go and help because I knew Colleen would clean it up.
All I hear upstairs, oh
my god,
I hate this.
I tried to do a good thing by bringing you coffee, and then I just had to make a mess. But it's like, what's
all the time? You know what? It's reparations for you taking care of me in Granville. Because we were talking about it, and we're like, we have never had to take care of Call.
No, never. Like, I literally had to tell you to calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally gonna grab you and be like, shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
And all we did was drink. That is the thing. The amount of times I have
drank the same amount. Maybe you had some wine in the beginning.
It was the chemistry. Was it my diabetes?
Jordan. You know what? It was Jordan and Call's energy that just exploded, and I don't know what happened because you know me. I'm a lightweight. I'm a 2-shot hoe. I'm done. But for some reason that night. You had, like, no control.
Because it's been so long since Jordan and I got together in that capacity. Mm-hmm. And I knew it was going to go this way when I looked down the street and was waiting for him and he was doing a catwalk. Like, in a fucking jean-on-jean outfit. Like,
so Canadian.
I should have known. So.
Oh, that's so... and both of you guys, no mask. I freaking cannot.
I am responsible. Please understand that I am responsible, but something went wrong that night.
Like, the one person who brought 30 masks with her comes into the Uber. Guys, I have no mask.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you need to listen to the pod, last week's pod.
Oh gosh, that's so funny. Okay, anyways.
What are we doing today, Allison?
Back to our regular scheduled episode. It wasn't scheduled. Okay, we just didn't know what to talk about because it wasn't planned, right? Usually we have a list of what we're going to be talking about in our upcoming episodes, but today it was just like nothing.
Yeah, and okay, to clarify, like, we have things we want to talk about, however...
It's scheduled on a specific week.
Yeah, and we try to space it out so we're not playing 3 games back-to-back. Mm-hmm. You already had 2 story times back-to-back, but that was for... the occasion of our vacation, right?
Yeah.
So we try to have some variety every now and then. So it's why we're like, what do we talk about?
So I gotta give credit where it's due. I was like, let me just look on Instagram. So I was on Roz and Mocha's page, and they had a survey question. And I'm like, which I thought was interesting. I was like, oh, we should do this, So, and then we could talk about, like, our stories behind it. So the 10 to 5, it's not the work schedule. It's the question is, what takes a person from a 10 to a 5, even a 2?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So what takes a person from, like, wow, you're freaking perfect, but then there's that one thing. There's that one thing that just automatically just turns you off, or
and you're just like, nope.
You're just no
deal
longer,
breaker.
Yeah.
Deal breaker.
It's just not there anymore. So then one of the answers that they give was one of the guys, his submission was, it's the way my wife eats chicken wings.
Oh, okay. So I didn't hear that properly. So I thought it was just her eating chicken wings. I'm like, well, how does she eat chicken wings?
Maybe she just doesn't finish the meat on the bones,
Oh yeah, that is a pet peeve of my family to me.
Yeah,
because I do not eat it properly.
Yeah, no, you don't eat it properly.
Yeah. I can eat wings properly most of the time, but like an actual drumstick or thigh, I can't eat properly. Sue me. All right.
So I have my list. Do you want to go first?
I feel like, okay, what I was saying. So a lot of mine are behaviors. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily like what you said, like the way
the way she eats chicken wings?
Yeah, but more like red flags about people.
Okay, sorry. I just scoot over.
Okay, wait. Let me get comfy.
Fuck it, I'm not gonna edit that. Just leave it in.
So, okay, let me start first. So my first and consistent 10 to 5, so what brings someone from a 10 to 5
mm-hmm.
is the way they treat
waiters,
service workers. Yes. Is that
Shut up. Number one on my list.
Number one. Bro, that is the worst. They can be the best to you, but then they turn around and scold a worker or give someone attitude. I'm just like,
no, but even doing it in front of them, I'm cringing.
I know. Yeah.
Does your parents sometimes do that? Because my mom sometimes does it. And I'm don't.
My dad did that once for my birthday. So we went to Copa and we got seated somewhere and we put a reservation down and it was like an okay table, right? But it was a weird setup because everyone was sitting next to each other. Oh. It was like those round booths. And my dad wanted to complain, right? But then he made kind of, not a big scene, but just like, you know, when he puts his white voice on.
Yes, I know, Charlie.
And I get it. It's my birthday. You wanted to, you know, make sure I had a good experience.
Yeah.
But it just like, he treated them with respect still, but I didn't like the creating a scene kind of energy or vibe. But yeah, like even sometimes when they get upset with like the wait, even though you know it's
how
busy,
long it takes,
if they're slacking around and you see them not doing anything, totally different. But if they're genuinely busy, I hate the response some people have that are like, they should have more workers. More people should be working.
Yeah. And like, especially now in this pandemic.
I know.
Do you not know how many restaurants are like struggling right now?
Yeah.
They can't even keep up overhead. Do you think they can afford to have a full staff?
Yeah. Just be kind to those people. Oh my God. They're trying to get
been
back
out
to
of work for like over a year.
Exactly.
Right?
And I'm like, you're the one who wants to go out and I get it. You're supporting this business, this local business. But it's still, the entitlement is what brings it down from a 10 to 5 for me. Anything to add for you?
Okay, another thing to add, because that was also on my list.
Yeah.
Another thing is, for example, let's say you ordered your steak medium rare, it comes medium well.
Yeah.
Or well. Or like, let's say you asked for fries instead of a salad.
Yeah.
So like, you know, like, hi, sorry, excuse me, I asked for, is it okay if we change it? Like, you know?
Yeah,
that's
delivery.
Like that's
guys.
how that's how you properly ask someone, you know. But instead, I hate it when they're like, "This is not what I asked for," or like send it back. Do a proper I hate that. Oh my God, I can't stand it.
Send this back. And also, why are you taking out your anger on the waiter when they're the ones just giving you the food? Yeah. Like. Obviously, things can go wrong in the kitchen,
or like you know,
miscommunication.
Getting fries instead of a salad, like that's happened to me.
Yeah,
like more than a handful of times. But it's just like you just gotta say, "Hey, sorry, like I ordered like a side salad instead of this or whatever," and it's fine. Like sometimes they're writing multiple orders down. You know, like mistakes can happen, but it can easily be changed.
Yeah, like we are not religious, but it's like treat others how you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what is going on in that person's life at that point. Yeah. Like, someone in their family could have passed. They're going through, like, a really difficult time. Maybe their partner broke up with them right before their shift.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what someone's going through.
What I've seen, like, at Starbucks, like, back when, like, I was in the office, it's when, like, they get their coffee order wrong. And it's like, excuse me, like, I asked for soy milk, or this isn't done right, can you do it again? Or like I've seen stuff like that. I'm like cringe. I'm like, bro, it is rush hour right now.
I know.
Like, all of these people working has been up since 5 a.m.
I know. It's so annoying to me.
Yeah.
Like, treat people with some respect because everyone is working. They're just trying to make a living.
Yeah. Do you ever, like, witness, so other people being rude to the waiters and stuff, or, like, the servers?
Yeah.
When you're next to order, you try and make their day better.
Hey, how are you? You know what I realized? We have been saying, how are you, more often to people.
Yeah, I always say good, how are you? And then sometimes they're shocked. They're like, oh my God, thanks for asking.
Yeah. I'm like, how are you? Yes, I hate that. I wish I could apologize for that person, but they don't deserve my apology. The person. Like the rude person.
Know. Yeah, they should just know.
And so, yeah, we can talk about mistreating waiters, servers forever. But
the fact that we had it both on our list.
It's the top one for me, man. It doesn't matter how well off you are, how nice you are to me, but if you can't treat other people with the same respect, like, bye.
Yeah. Aren't you also scared of, like, getting your food, like, spit on or something? Like,
right? You know, like, have you not seen that, like, I don't know, it was on the news, just like this guy from McDonald's somewhere in the US just spitting on someone's food and in their drinks. And a woman was, like, drinking it, and then she got to the bottom of her drink, and you know when the consistency's different.
That's so gross.
And then she got COVID 3 days later.
What the fuck?
They can't obviously prove that it was because of the worker that she got COVID, right? But, you know, McDonald's solution? 2 free meals and a $500 payout.
Wow.
She's like...
That's it.
I'm going to tell the news.
That's all your word.
Yes. How about
2
you?
free meals. Okay, so next on my list, something that takes someone from a 10 to a 5, maybe even a 2 for me.
Ooh.
Is bad hygiene.
Oh, yes.
Like,
yes.
You know me and how sensitive I am to smell. Okay? Yes. And it's just like, you can be like the nicest person ever, but then...
I love how you're talking about it so gently.
Because you know what?
You're trying to be respectful still. Yes.
Some people just don't know that they smell.
Yeah.
Right? And I remember, like, being on one date, and it's not that he had bad BO. It was his cologne.
Okay, so those are choices. Those are choices people make. Oh my
God. So I put here bad hygiene / cheap cologne.
Yeah.
And it's just, you know, like, smell, it, like, it's like a memory, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, you're always going to be associated with that smell. And it was so strong. It was like, but you know what? I appreciate the effort because obviously you want to smell good for your date, but it was too much.
It's too strong. Too much
where, like, I'm like, I have a fucking headache.
Yeah. In terms of, like, bad hygiene too, like, to me, bad breath also, like, brings it down for me.
Yeah.
I went on a few dates, more than a few dates, with this girl, and I don't know what it was.
Wait, which one? I'll edit. No.
Her breath just, like, I don't know how to explain it, but you know when you're just like,
maybe it's a cavity.
Maybe it's a cavity. Maybe it's like, did you brush your teeth? Or is it just like naturally that's how you're...
Yeah.
Because it's to the point where sometimes when you're close enough and, like, you know when someone speaks but their breath carries your way and you can get a whiff of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't...
Did you kiss her?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You're
a really nice person.
I did like her, so I mean...
Oh my gosh. Well, what if you did one of those, like, have gum and then you're like, do you want?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You know, or if you haven't made you always gotta give yourself one first, though.
That's what I mean. It's just like the basic... I think it's common sense to do that. Like, you know, before a date, make sure you smell fresh or fresh.
Or maybe, honestly, it could be like, what's that thing? Tonsillitis? Right?
Oh, like the things people have stuck in their, you know, like little stones.
The white, like, yeah.
Why I'm also like, I talk about it like this and not being like,
because she may not be aware.
That's
right?
the thing.
Yeah.
We're gentle about this because we're not trying to bring the person down. It's just,
It's just something that it literally brings a person from a 10 to a 5.
Yeah. And it's a delicate conversation to have as well.
Hygiene?
What if they can't control it? Like BO?
Yeah.
Some people just... Everyone has a different scent when they sweat.
Yeah. Also, like, some people may have, like, what's that? That excessive sweating.
Yeah, it could also be a condition, and that's not something, you know, you want to make fun of or...
But if it's something normal where you're just like... But then again, some people could say, well, what if they don't want to use deodorant? It's their choice what they put in their body. You know, there's that too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know what you
and
mean.
Also, natural deodorants don't work. Okay, can I just say that?
Yeah, they don't.
Natural deodorants don't work.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, please prove us wrong.
No one's going to prove you right.
Well, I don't know. There could be someone listening out here. Well, have you tried this and this? Maybe you should put lemons. I freaking read that online.
What is up with your voice?
It's that voice. It's that voice when people are just like, I fucking know it.
Yeah, I hate you.
Oh my god, yeah, I read it online, so I'm like, use lemons. It's natural.
What?
Fucking squeeze
on my
lemons.
armpits?
There's lemons everywhere.
Are you kidding me? It's good.
But like, I think about it, I'm like, you know what? Actually, lemons, it might be fresh, like refreshing, but like, for 30 minutes.
That's what I mean. Like, you're just gonna pull out a lemon from your purse or in the bathroom.
It's also really expensive.
It's expensive, and like, you have to cut off the slice every time you use the lemon. It's not... I understand the citrus scent can mask a lot of things.
Yeah.
But oh my god, don't you hate it when someone's BO mixes with the smell of the deodorant and it smells worse?
I'm dying. You know why? It's because I've even heard this on Rasamoka. Because some people have a time frame of when they have to put on deodorant.
Oh,
right?
Really?
So for example, like after a shower, like I don't know if it was 5 minutes or 15 minutes, but like basically Roz was just like how he needs to put on deodorant like within a certain time frame because then he's gonna start to sweat and it's like BO, and when that happens and you just put on deodorant on top of that, it's already too late.
Oh, I see. I've never experienced that, but you know what I've experienced? My BO or sweat reacting differently to different fabrics. So I feel like there's certain fabrics that I wear when I sweat. Like I can smell my BO more, or it smells different. I don't know how to explain it, but there's something about the way it mixes.
Like what fabric?
I don't know what it was. It was something
like fleece?
Not fleece. That's like synthetic. Like think about Zara clothes.
Okay,
like,
I was wearing all Zara yesterday.
Yeah, but you know how whatever those fabrics are, one of those does not mix well with me. I don't know how to explain it. There has to be something about like the chemistry of your BO with a certain fabric that it just doesn't work. Yeah.
Maybe it's like that suede material.
Yeah, maybe. I don't sweat a lot in the armpits though unless it's summer.
For me, like it's when I'm working out, I'll sweat on my underarms, right? But like all my sweat just goes to my head.
Yeah. Oh my god, when Allison sweats, she sweats and it doesn't stop.
It's literally just my head.
Yeah.
And it's like I won't sweat anywhere else, but it's like when I do sweat, it's like just my head. Yeah. And then like I was talking to my friend yesterday, she said she has, I forgot what it's called,
I know what you're talking. Yeah, I know a few people with that. Like, it's their hands.
My brother has it in his hands. He actually got diagnosed with it. It's in his hands, and like she has it in like all of the crevices of her body, like underarms, like her belly, her thighs, like you know. And
anything
just, like,
where there's like
she's
friction.
Like, I just drench in sweat.
Yeah, you don't have that though, because it's like your head.
Mine is just like my head, and it's like I've looked into it, and then like my doctor's like you can get Botox.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
But one day, maybe. All right, so let's go to the next thing that takes you from a 10 to a 5. I love how we have... But here's the thing. Again, you guys, this is just our opinion.
Yeah, we're not here trying to offend people. It's the last thing we want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But these are just our opinions. And I feel like the first one we mentioned that was our number one.
Yeah.
If people are listening, they're gonna be like, yes.
Yes, right?
Even though...
Unless they're the person who's rude to waiters.
Then you need to reevaluate. Because if there were any examples that you're like, I might have done that.
Yeah,
it's
if
just
you
like...
feel offended to that, you're that person.
You're that person. And just like, my thing to this is just like, rethink it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, actions have consequences. I'm a firm believer in karma and like what goes around comes around, and just how you treat other people is how you be treated back. Not necessarily towards you again, but it might happen in another situation.
Yeah. So sorry. I just had to make that statement, okay?
Yeah.
All opinions here are our own. Okay.
They're opinions. You do not have to agree with them.
Yes.
Okay.
Next thing on your list.
Mine is
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting your elders. And let me clarify this.
Okay.
You can disagree with when I say elders, basically anyone older than you.
Okay.
You can disagree with, you know, their belief and what they're saying and doing. As long as it's not harmful to you, like your relationship with that person, I still believe we should respect all of our elders.
Yeah.
And that is my...
But then what if... Like, I get that. Don't disrespect your elders. Like, I agree
so
to
I
an
have,
extent.
I have asterisks.
Okay, yes. Because I'm like, to an extent.
Mean?
Because if that person is being toxic in your life...
That's what I mean.
You literally just need to, like...
Cut them out.
Cut them out.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So what I mean is that, okay, if your own relationship with your parents is complicated, and there's a lot of complicated relationships out there,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying, like, be the person to repair the relationship if it's irreparable. What I'm saying is that in general, like, you know, have you ever see, this is what bothers me. But pre-COVID, okay? You know how it's common etiquette on the TTC, if there is an old person,
yes.
you give your seat to them. I have seen so many people around our age not offering their seat to like frail elderly people, and I've called some out. Mm-hmm. And it just bothers me that you don't do that. You know what? You don't need a seat for your gym bag.
Okay, yeah. So there's certain times when, like, I'll give them the look of like, move, like, you know, move your bag or like get up. But at the same time, when it's just like, sometimes like, okay, with like a gym bag or something like that, right? Like, where you can like physically, you can see it. Like,
yeah.
Listen, like, let the older person sit down, right?
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I also understand, like, for example, because I was that person where I couldn't stand up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't see my injuries because my injuries are like internal.
Right.
But it's like literally I could not stand for like more than 10 minutes. Like, I always had to be sitting down, right? So, like, I get that because there's times where you can't tell someone's, like,
you can't
disability.
See the disability.
Right?
Okay, I understand that.
So,
that's
why I give them the look of, like, can you stand up right now? Or, you know?
Yeah. Yes, that's
right?
a difficult...
It's like, it's a very... But then there's times where you can just tell, like,
yo, it's
get up.
Get up. Like, the worst is, like, you know that one part on the bus of the TTC, or even, like, the seats on the subway where it's, like, a two-seater, but there's, like, an inner seat.
Yeah.
Like, I see people, pre-COVID, obviously, sitting on the outer seat with an elderly person standing next to them, and you just feel that the elderly person wants to go in there, but I'm like, read the room and shift over for that person. Bro, yeah. So that is one of my pet peeves. Disrespecting your elders in many ways.
Or like seeing like a mom with like her big ass stroller and a kid, like, you know, like, let her sit down, man.
Yeah.
You know how hard it is to travel with those strollers and kids?
And kids, oh my God. And when people take up the blue seats, with their groceries and stuff, I'm just like, oh, when high schoolers do this, bothers me to no end. But anyways, that is my 10
That's
to
something
5.
that takes a person from a 10 to a 5.
Yeah.
It's what? Again? Sorry. It's what?
Disrespecting your elders.
Oh, disrespecting your elders. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Okay, how about you?
Let me see here. I have a few on my list, eh?
Okay, go.
So wait, sorry, I lost my list here. Okay,
What?
Okay. No hate to anyone who has it, okay? No hate, but it's just like I just personally I just can't. I can't. Okay, like
you're talking about.
Like I can't, like, from someone like who's like a 10 who's like perfect to me, but then like they have a lisp.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something so different.
What?
Android phones.
Oh yeah, Androids. I saw on Instagram there was a post. How do you maintain an Apple Android relationship?
Now they can though, because they can FaceTime.
They can FaceTime now.
Yeah, and the new
messages
updates
are still green, right?
Yeah, it's different when it's blue.
It does hit different when it's blue.
So when someone has a lisp.
Yeah, it's a lisp. I don't know. It's just one of those.
Yeah, she's not mocking people with lisps.
No, I'm not. It's just one of those where I don't know, man. I can't. It's like Julie Andrews for me.
She has a lisp?
No, she doesn't have a lisp. But it's just one of those where it's just like, I can't.
Wait, where did Julie Andrews?
No, Julie Andrews, sorry. Julia Roberts.
Oh, her mouth?
Yeah.
Oh. Does she have a lisp?
No, I don't think she doesn't have a lisp.
Oh.
No.
When you just look at her and you're like, I can't now.
It's just a lisp for me.
Yeah.
I just, you know.
Have you
can be a 10,
anyone?
but then like the lisp, it won't, maybe not to a 5, maybe a 7.
Yeah.
Maybe a 7, because it's just that one thing that like annoys me.
Yes.
Because even when, like, actors, like in movies, when they have a lisp,
you know, like, it kind of like it hits your ear wrong or kind of grinds your gears. Yeah.
It's like that goosebumps feeling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know?
Ugh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's not your personality or anything. It's just, it's the lisp.
Yeah, if anyone is listening and wanted to ask Allison out, if you have a lisp, sorry. I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting. I didn't think about that for you.
Lisp, yeah.
Okay.
I've never dated anyone with a lisp.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
But it just, like, came up because you, like, saw, I'm assuming, all the shows you've been watching.
Yeah. And I'm just like, no, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. My turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It kind of relates to bad hygiene or improv.
Again?
But for me, it's like oily hair.
I have oily hair all the time. Every 3 days.
No. But it's just like, it's okay. I should have talked about this in bad hygiene. But, like, you know, when you have somewhere to go, you should be prepared for it. Mm-hmm. Like, when people just, like, continue to have oily hair. I don't know how to describe it, but there is one. It's not someone I dated, but it's just, like, someone I associate it with that I don't like.
I know who the fuck you're talking about, you fucking bitch.
No, respect. No.
Because it's the smell, right?
Yes. Okay. No, that's the yeah. I think I'm associating the visual with, like, to what your point. Yes. The hygiene.
Oh shit, that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but, like, that is a 10 to 5 for me. Like, consistently oily hair.
Please don't hate us. Again.
I know some people can't control it. But you know what? There's a great dry shampoo that I learned over vacation.
You're welcome. There's a duo set. I'm waiting for the holiday, not holiday sale, sorry. The VIB sale at Sephora to get the holiday set.
If you're not familiar with Living Proofs,
not sponsored.
Dry shampoo. There's a name for it.
Mm-hmm.
It changes lives. I swear to you. Changing. If you get the dry shampoos,
your generic brands.
Yeah, your generic brand, like, incomparable.
Yeah.
Living Proof is just, wow, next level.
So the first time I tried this was last year, actually. I got it for, like, the VIB sale. They had, like, a duo set that came with hairspray and the dry shampoo, like, in the mini version. And I was looking for a new dry shampoo to try out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, you know what?
Why not?
Let me try this, right? Mm-hmm. So I got it. And I remember I was on day 3 hair. And you know when day 3 hair sometimes literally smells like day 3 hair? Bro, I put it on. And that's when I knew, like, I'm buying the bigger bottle.
She's different.
Because you spray it on and
it's white.
Yeah,
it goes
it's
on
white. So you let it sit for like 30 seconds before you massage it into your scalp. And it literally soaks up the sweat and the odor. Right?
It looks like when you blow dry your hair after you shower. Like day 1, like top to your hair. Yeah. It's back.
And then what really like solidified my decision was sometimes with the other brand that we used to use, the dry shampoo, the generic brand that you can get from Shoppers or Walmart. I find that you need to reapply it midway through the day.
Yeah, Living Proof is like one and done.
Done.
It's so it like I would have never thought of this dry shampoo because like I don't go to Sephora often, but when I go to Sephora, I don't go there for dry shampoo. Yeah. You know, you go there for your main
$35.
Yeah, but it's worth it.
It is so freaking worth it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome, and also I'm sorry for your pockets. You can afford it though. This bitch has money. Okay.
I'm not trying to be shallow, but it's just one of my 10 to 5s. Honestly, 10 to 6.
10 to 6. 10 to 6. To a 6?
Yeah.
To a 6. Yeah. The list will take me to a 7 because I like you, but it's the list that's annoying me.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I have like 2 more. I have like 2 more on my list. I remember it. I don't even have to look at my phone.
Okay.
Being cheap. And then I'll give you examples of being cheap, okay? I cannot stand when people are like to the dollar. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Transfer me exactly $65.23.
Yeah. No, or when you go out for dinner or whatever and you split the bill and it's like, yeah, but you know, I didn't order a Coke. I just had water.
Oh, yeah. Why are you making it complicated?
I cannot.
Okay, hold
Don't
on.
Come out.
Hold on. Let me play devil's advocate though. Like maybe people are just trying to be financially conscious. We don't know their financial history. However, it's one of those things that when you're out with family and friends, like I don't know, for me just it's a courtesy thing.
It shouldn't be an issue. Like I just think you shouldn't be cheap with your friends or your family or like
unless they're being cheap back to you.
Yeah, like with us.
Yeah, I was gonna say this.
It's like we get each other coffees or like if we split dinner, it's like it doesn't matter if it was like $5 more you paid or $10. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's like I'm not literally counting down to the dollar. Like I know people who won't drive their friends anywhere or won't let their friends like ride in their car unless they pitch for gas.
Oh my god. See, that's another thing. The detail. Detail. It kind of relates to my last 10 to 5, but let me speak on what you were talking about. With us, we're like, okay, I get Starbucks this time, you get it next time.
Yeah.
I get an oat bar, you get like your Capri sandwich.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not picky the next time to be like, Allison needs to pay me back for the value of her venti and sandwich. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's not one of those things. Yeah. And like, first of all, you, E, and I suck with splitting things. It's terrible.
It's always like, I'll get you next time. Like, I just e-transferred like $100 from Vancouver, okay?
I'm like, what's this?
Yesterday, she's like, what's this for? And I'm like, read the description. It's for Granville.
Yeah, I'm going to start doing this whenever we e-transfer. I appreciate
the notes?
When people give notes. Yeah, because when you're looking back at it, you're like, what was this for? I was like, why did you send me $300?
Yes. But it's just one of those. I've never been in a situation like a date where he was like split the bill. You know, I've never like I've never experienced that. I'm like, I don't mind paying. Like if like if we've been on like multiple dates, like we take turns, whatever, or like I've been on dates where it's like he'll go and pay for like the movie tickets and they're like VIP tickets. And I'm like, okay, I'll get the
snacks.
Food.
Yeah.
I'll get the food, you know? Like, what do you want? Like, drinks, popcorn, whatever. Like, it's just, I don't know. You just need a balance, you know?
Okay, so this relates to my last 10 to 5, and it's broad.
Okay.
And it's when someone can't read the room. So I'll give you an example. Okay? Just, like, pick up where others, like, metaphorically, like, pick up where others drop the ball or something. Mm-hmm. So in Vancouver and Calgary, you drove everywhere, right? So it's like whenever we had the opportunity to get like coffee or like food, it's like, well, obviously I'll get this for Allison because what she's spending is her time and energy driving us everywhere. Oh, yes,
I appreciate Coleen getting coffee in the morning.
Right? And it's just like paying for gas, like throughout, not the trip, but in general, when I'm like, use my card, you know? Because you're driving us everywhere.
Sorry, I just remembered that.
For what? See, we don't remember.
See, this is what I mean.
No, but I mean, see, I don't care about that because you drove us like hundreds of kilometers throughout the week. But that's the balance, and that's reading the room.
Yeah. I thought you meant reading the room as in like, you know, someone just died and then like someone comes in and is like, all right, let's have drinks, or I don't know.
Okay, like, that's also one of the examples. It's just like, it's the balance of give and take.
Yeah.
It's like, if you are the one driving for a week straight, I don't feel right being like, okay, we'll do this exact, like, evenly, you know? Okay, because the energy you spend is more than me on those things, right?
Yeah, I get that.
I will use my data for GPS, but I have Freedom Mobile, so we couldn't go anywhere.
No, thank God, like, our car had GPS. Yeah. That saved us a lot. But, like, whenever we had to, like, look for, like, small little places and, like, we couldn't find it in the car, we're just like, fuck it, use my phone. But the thing is, like, you're up in the mountains. There's no service.
You can have the best, like, provider, like Bell or Rogers, like in Canada, no service.
No service at all. You gotta use your car.
Yeah.
That's the only
Makes
way.
sense why that lady was just, like, complaining. But I'm like, you should have gotten a car with a GPS, or a Lux car at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so many examples of, like, reading the room. Like, I don't know. Yeah, someone
just takes you from a 10 to 5.
Yes, because I'm just like, be aware.
Yeah.
Read the room.
What if, like, the person you're with is like that though? Like, let's say like your partner is just like, you have to transfer me $13 from the other day. Like, does that automatically like?
I hope I get to a point with my partner where we, like, understand how the other person works.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of awkward. Bro. Especially when you follow up on the money of, like, hey, did you transfer the $7 yet?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know?
The thing is, like, if you know you owe someone money, you shouldn't be reminded of it.
Yeah. And the least you can do is be proactive, being like, hey, listen, I'm budgeting this for this period. Like, I will pay you back by X.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's awkward for the person to follow up and be like, hey, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's why I remember when we were budgeting, and then I was like, hey, you don't have to pay me now for the car. But I'm like, before October 11th, because that's when my new statement comes in and I don't want to get charged interest on my card. So, yeah, no, I just made that clear. But I'm like, that gave you guys, like, 4 weeks, you know?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So, I mean, I get that. Like, I wouldn't want to be put in that situation either. Oh, my God. I think I have one more.
You said you have two more.
Maybe there's one. Okay, so I said cheap. Oh. There's 2 more.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Which one do you want to hear first? It's either... I don't
know.
Okay. Maybe I'll say both. I'll just go with
Are both. They connected?
No.
So why don't you say one first and then we discuss it and then I don't understand.
Alright.
Okay,
okay. Again, my opinion.
Okay.
And I get everyone is entitled to their opinion. However, I mean, this has happened to me where I was talking to someone and their stance on equality wasn't the same as mine.
I was gonna write like misogyny or like beliefs. Okay, I'll
Yeah.
Okay, go.
What I was going to say about religion isn't even on my list, but this is, okay? Like, for me, I'm like, religion is, you can believe whatever you want to believe in, just don't force it on me, right?
Or other people.
Yeah. So again, so it's like their stance on equality. And like, my example of this is, like, yeah, I used to like talk to this guy, and he just didn't really believe in like gay rights, or like wasn't like women's rights and like all this stuff that like we like I was bringing up in like conversation and all this stuff, and it just like really turned me off. And like I just looked at the person and I was just like, really? Really? Like,
yeah.
Like, it's you were perfect to me until just now.
We'll bleep it. Who is this? We'll bleep it out. No.
Yeah. No, I was just like, we were talking about, I think it was Pride Month. Right? And I was just like, yeah, but my best friend's gay. And I'm like, does that bother you? It's like, no, I don't care if someone's... So you don't care if the people you know or care about is gay, but you care if everyone else is gay?
I don't... See, that's so hypocritical.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me. Or if, like, there's two guys kissing, like, in a movie or whatever.
Oh my God. And I'm like, go, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, remarks like that, I'm like, that really pisses me off. And I've had to, like... Yeah. Constantly just
try to correct it, or...
Yeah, like, you know when you just have to constantly have the conversation? Like, for me, like, I couldn't just let it slide. So then every single time, and this has been going on for like years, okay? But like, I didn't find out like till like towards the end.
Oh, I see.
Right? And then I was just like, but it's just one of those where every time it got brought up, I just had to just keep, like, not bring it up in a judgmental way, but more of like a learning.
Yeah, like you tried to approach it from an, you know, it's a learning moment. Yeah, be like, hey, it's
and that's fine. The only thing, you just have to like constantly bring it up. It's just like, I'm not gonna just let it slide, you know. And then this conversation happened again yesterday's dinner, and like, you know, that was just crazy. And yeah, you know, it's just what? Constantly having to bring it up.
I see. I think I
mentioned... I don't know. I wouldn't be able to let that slide. And then just knowing that that's what you think, I'm just like, I don't know. Because I'm just like, yo, but what if our kid... Like, it was to the point where we were talking about kids, right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, but what if our kid one day was just like, you know, I'm gay, or I'm like, I don't know, bi, or like whatever, you know? Yeah. And it's like, no, that's not going to happen. But you don't know. Those. You don't know. Like, how would you approach that? You cannot
choose your sexual orientation. Yeah, so if your child is born queer or in the umbrella, they have no choice. Yeah. But to accept it.
Yeah, I'm just like, because we were talking about, and I remember this, because I was like, we were talking about like how we would approach the situation if our kid were to ever come out to us. And then he was just like, that's not happening though. And I'm just like,
wait, which...
No, this was like yesterday. This was like...
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so we were talking about that, and yeah, you know, I was just like, no, I love you, but this is not it for me. This is not...
So I understand the equality piece, and just... See, that for me is a non-negotiable. Obviously with my history, but... I do want to say I'm so appreciative and thankful to have a best friend like you that stands up to stuff like that and like calls it out. Because I think I talked about this in the Pride episode where like, you are entitled to your opinion to the point where like, at the point where it starts harming someone. So when it like affects somebody's mental health or people's rights, like that's where I draw the line on your opinion. And like, cool, he was making those remarks about seeing, you know, two men kissing, but it's just like, you don't know who else around you is struggling. Like, you cannot see sexual orientation. Yeah. So like, what if your sibling or I don't know, one of your aunts and uncles are like closeted and they see you make that remark? It like makes them feel unsafe to come out to you. They have automatically associated you as someone who's homophobic. Yeah. And that sucks, especially if you're a parent.
Yeah.
And so I would not want to raise a child with someone like that. Whether I was straight or bi or whatever.
It was like, I remember at one point I was like, maybe I can change your opinion on this. But it was like, no, I can't. I can't change your opinion on this. But
bro, that's tough.
And then, like, you know how it would always end? It was just like, fuck it, let's just, like, drop it. Because I get
getting anywhere with them.
I get too heated, you know? You know how I get.
Yeah.
So I get too heated. It's just like, okay, let's just fucking drop it, you know? For, like, you know.
That sucks, though. When a conversation regarding that ends up dropping it, I kind of lose hope. Yeah. I'm discouraged from it because I'm just like, why do I even have to, like, fight with you or try to convince you that this human right or the way someone is born is something to discriminate upon?
Yeah.
God forbid, like, imagine, like, if you ever ended up having a kid with him, like, your kid ended up being trans and they're like, I don't identify in this body.
That's what I was thinking, like that conversation, like, I was thinking about it because I was just like, it's still a possibility. You don't know the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I don't know why you're so closed off right now. Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
I was like, what? I did not know you felt like this. But it was just one of those where it's just like, he's like, I didn't care. Like, you know?
Damn. I was going to say, I'm like, someone's opinion isn't necessarily formed on their own. Like, they have a lot of influences, cultural, religious, influential people around them that may have similar thoughts that makes them believe this way. Like, one of my college friends had, well, a partner, now husband, who is homophobic. We went to their wedding and I was the only person of color, but I didn't know they had this stance until after the wedding, where it was just like, feels kind of weird now. Yeah. You know, like, traditional, conservative, man and woman is the only unity that you have. Yeah. And it wasn't her, it was her husband that I was just like, that's a shame. That's a shame. And it's always like, it's okay if it's you, but other people, to your point, is the most hypocritical thing. Yeah. Bro, like, see, it's the same.
Like, not you saying, like, oh, I don't care if you're gay.
You are da-da-da-da, yeah.
But then, like...
Other people?
Yeah, I'm like... do you not hear yourself right now? Like, it's just one of those that you literally couldn't change someone. Like... Yeah. It doesn't matter how many times we've had this conversation. Yeah. Where I'm literally to the point, like, I just want to, like, punch you in the throat. You know? But it's just like, oh my God. But it's like, whatever. You just, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even want to say do you, because I'm like,
that's the thing, don't do you. Yeah, I couldn't even say that. I couldn't even be like, yeah, do you, okay, continue. Like, no. Like, that's why every time it got brought up, it was just an argument, because I get heated at one point, you know?
I'm frustrated for you, and that kind of sucks, especially if it's someone you love. Yeah. And you find this out about them, like, a girl I went to high school with, I learned this from another friend when I was catching up with them. She had a partner, like this boyfriend, for like years, like 4 years. And then it wasn't until they were at like a cottage and it was just like her and then their friends, like the guy friends. The girls were somewhere else. And then all the guys just started acting so homophobic. The girl just started crying because she's like, I can't believe this is happening. And she's like, how have I been dating someone that has this mindset and is around other people that are like this? And it was such an upsetting situation for her that I was like, that sucks.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Like, I was thrown off. That's why I brought you up. I was like, what do you mean? Did you know Colleen's gay? Remember I texted you? I'm like, so-and-so didn't know that you were gay.
Oh, I remember this exactly.
That was the first night. That was when I found out.
Oh my God. You haven't told me. This is the first time you're telling me.
Oh yeah, this conversation because I didn't know how to bring that up at the time because I was like heated. But yeah. That's when I told you. I texted you. You remember now? I would text you. I was like,
LOL.
So-and-so didn't know you were gay. I brought it up and you're like, wait, what? How did you bring it up? And I'm like, I can't even have this conversation.
Yeah. I remember this. Wow.
Yeah. And that was like towards the end of like how things ended. But that wasn't the reason why it ended. It's just...
It's a lot of other things.
It was one of many things.
One of many things.
Yeah. That would bring me
10-0 for that person.
10-0 for you.
It's non-negotiable. It's human rights. It's your love is love. Okay, that was heavy.
That was really heavy. Okay,
give me your last one. Give me your last one.
My bad. Sorry. Sorry if you guys, like, while I'm editing this, I don't know if it can hear me playing with the freaking cord all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your last one?
Oh, one last one. Because you know what?
Okay.
I feel like this is very me, and like, I find myself being attracted to guys who are like this, you know? Because it's fun. It's funny. It's like...
So is it really a 10-5 then?
No, it's when you're not like this, where I'm just like, oh, you're a 5.
Oh, okay.
It's when...
What?
It's when they take things too seriously, where like you don't get dark humor or humor in general.
Oh, okay. 100%.
1000%. Okay? Because I love dark humor. Like, I know sometimes like you're like, oh, that's fucking sick. Like, there's some jokes where you're just like, that's fucked, but then it's funny.
But you
like,
laugh. You gotta laugh at it. You
laugh,
know?
right?
Yeah.
Or like, just like, okay, like, you know.
Yeah, our humor.
You know who you're having these conversations with, okay? And who it's appropriate with. Like, sexual jokes are also really funny to me. Like, if you're, like, with someone and then, like, you're flirting and it's just, like, jokes. Like, that's funny to me. Like, some people will take that very offensive.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, yeah, dark humor in general. Like, people just take things really seriously. And I'm like...
Yeah.
What? Like,
yes.
You know?
Yes. There are, like, I know we have this. There are certain people... you can be that level of humorous with, and there are certain people you cannot. Because they don't get it.
Yes.
They don't get it. It's, you know what it is? It's similar to, like, Instagram and Twitter humor and memes. Like, you know, when there's people that find it funny, like you, and then there's some people that are just like, I don't get it.
Yeah. Or not even that I don't get it. Like, this is so offensive. I was like, you know what? You know what? Take a joke. Sign the fuck out. Sign out. Sign out. Delete your account, because I don't know why you're taking social media so seriously.
That is literally, I'm like, why are you even taking this seriously to begin with? Yeah, it's like, not that deep.
Funny. This is actually really funny.
Yeah. We have a lot of funny memes in our Instagram chat that I'm just like, man, I feel like I get canceled.
Yeah. 100%. But it's just like...
We don't believe that.
It's dark humor. Yeah. It's dark humor, and it's... I don't know. For me, if you don't get dark humor, if I'm dating you or whatever, and it's just from a 10 to a 5.
Yeah. When you're like the police with this sort of stuff, it's just like, that's not right. But then
again, we can be the 5 to someone who's like, oh, I hate people who like dark humor. People like memes, you're a fucking 5.
I know, but I'm just like, you have to laugh sometimes. Mm-hmm. To me, it's the intent behind it. Like, if you know, and then this goes into sorry, I just threw my views, because, like, it can go around, because people are like, why are you normalizing this behavior? Why are you normalizing this as a joke? And I'm like, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. No. I just want to laugh at something.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't understand how you don't find this funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hence why we only have 3 people in our group chat. Because we're the only ones to get
fucking it. True. It's fucking true.
We're the only ones to get it, yeah. Oh, sometimes, like, do you ever, like, date someone new and you're like, I don't know how far I can go?
Yes.
So I wait for them to make the move.
It's so true.
Because I'm like, I don't know.
But then I try to make my assessment based on a lot of things. So I dated this girl once that was, like, an activist, and I was like, I don't know how far I can go. Yeah. You know, because I'm like, what is the sensitivity level on here? Yeah. But yeah, one of those things. You have to think about these things, but it's so true. The dark humor part, for sure.
Yeah, no, I always wait for them to just make a joke out. Sometimes they'll say something and it's a perfect, that's what she said. It's perfect, but it's like, do I say it? So I like sometimes like I just feel out.
You gotta
you know
read.
I read the room. I read the fucking room, and I'm just like, that's what she said.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny, you know? And so if you don't have that, you're
a 5.
To a 5.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow. Fuck. Okay. Well, that was like...
Yeah, we have nothing...
to sound judgmental.
No, I'm just laughing because we're like, we have nothing to talk about. And look...
How long is
it? It's an hour.
An hour, fuck. Okay, after edits, it's gonna be like, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. We hope you guys enjoyed our little 10 to 5. Shout out to Roz and Mocha for the idea because that's where we stole it from.
Yeah. Thank you, Allison, for the idea from Roz and Mocha.
Yeah. So next episode is
Halloween. It's gonna be on October 25th, right?
October 25th. So that is the week of Halloween. And let me tell you guys, we've been wanting to do this Halloween episode
for a year.
Yeah, since
a year. Yeah. It's one of the reasons I think we wanted to start a podcast of like people need to hear our stories.
Yeah. So if you guys don't know, listen to our is there an intro?
Yes. Our trailer.
Sorry.
Our trailer for Two Cold Brews.
Intro. Listen to our trailer again where we talk about ghost stories. And it's our 1-year anniversary of this major ghost story that happened. So we hope you tune in to next week's episode.
I was going to say something else. I love how we're so excited about this, but we are going through one of the most stressful months with our jobs. Like, you have year end.
Yeah.
I have quarter end.
Yeah. I have my performance review next week.
Thank you for reminding me. My reviews on my team is overdue.
Yeah. This is where I find out if I get a raise or not. Like, I was joking. I was just like, to like another coworker. I was just like, I wonder if I can afford a YSL bag or a Chanel bag this year.
That is your marker. Chanel is good for people who do not understand.
Yeah, you know, and I'm just like, I'm aiming for Chanel, but like, I jokingly was just like, I wonder.
I think you will. We've been manifesting this.
Wasn't there
a didn't our manifestations come true so far? Our
manifestations came true, and if you didn't watch our like manifestation/vision boards episode,
so much came true.
So much. We should revisit that.
Yeah, there's obviously numbers and things we didn't say about what we want to manifest, but it came true. Remember the number I gave you of like, by the end of this year, I want to make
this much money. Yes, and then on my vision board, I put Lake Moraine. I'm like, one day in the next 5 years, I'm going to visit this. Happened in
not
like
even
6
a
months.
Year. Yeah.
Happened.
Yeah, the whole time we were at Lake Moraine, she's like, "This was on my vision board," and she looked
I
like
was sitting there like in awe.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. All right. So that wraps up episode 10 of season 2 of Two Cold Brews. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. For freshly brewed episodes, don't forget to follow us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
You can also follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Two Cold Brews. But for sneak peeks and teasers, you can check out our Instagram page.
And speaking of teasers,
here's our ghost one. Yeah.
From our Halloween episode.
Woo!
We should have said boo!
Boo!
I was like, oh, the young lady that's in the basement?
And everyone's like, what do you mean? What do you mean?